Yes.
Sorry, from positive parents representing children, parents and children with disabilities. Apologise, I feel like I'm encroaching on your meeting. I'd like to ask 3 questions, but first of all, do you consider that the council are reasonable? Is my first. Do you think that you're a reasonable council?
I think we are. I think we're in a difficult position at the moment, as you probably know, with the council's budget, with the 32% cuts that we're having to find. We've now managed to find the 40 million that we needed to do. We're one of the first councils in the country to set a 3-year balanced budget. So, we're trying as best as we can to manage in very difficult situations.
Bearing in mind what you've just said then, can I ask, with regard to the transport provision changes, do you think it's reasonable to have 30 children with special needs on a bus with only 1 escort?
That's not what's agreed yet. The whole point about bus variations are that it's going to be discussed as to how we can change it and how we can actually get it better, so actually people are spending less time on buses. And the other thing is that we're trying to stop, for instance, on learning disability, that moving of people up and down the borough, where actually with focus in one place, we can make the transport so much better.
Bearing in mind what you've just said then, I have had it from a council official that there will be 1 escort per 30 children on a bus, which obviously brings about safety concerns. I wondered whether you thought that was reasonable. I'm just asking that question. Obviously we'll find out when the assessments are complete, but do you think it's reasonable to have 1 escort per 30 special needs children on a bus?
I don't actually think we've got any 30-seater buses. And depending on if the capacity is that, depending on how many wheelchairs there are, that dramatically reduces the number of people on it. But that is a side that the professionals, who are the social workers in children's, we're specifically doing children's, it's their job, they're the professional guidance. We can't say to them, that's right, that's wrong, because they are the qualified people to do it. And what they won't do is, and in children's particularly, they won't put anyone at unnecessary risk, because it's not in their nature. Why would they want to?
But you've said already that you don't think it's reasonable for children to be on the bus for longer than 1 hour?
I've never said that.
Right, okay. Do you think it's reasonable for children to be on the bus longer than 1 hour?
It depends on the child, and it depends on the routes. We have. If you look at Barking and Dagenham, they take people to Calais for days out. Yes, they do. And then we've got the Winged Fellowship in Loughton who do the same. They've got their own coaches. It's a function of what you're doing with the children that is the problem. Some children love it. Some adults love it. Some almost say be the first on and the last off because they enjoy it. It's part of their day out.
It's like a yes or no to. Do you think it's reasonable for parents to be given less than 1 week's notice of their change of pick-up point and their change of time? Because I know for a fact that the letters are not coming out until at least the 26th of August, and therefore parents don't get any time to dispute the decision that's been made on behalf of them and their families, and the children's safety on the buses.
That seems very unreasonable, but that doesn't mean to... No, well... No, I don't think that's right. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the routes and everything else can't be changed within term time. It doesn't actually have to start on the first day of term. So it actually might be longer than that, I don't know. But they might be saying, right, we've finished the consultation, we're now going to take us 6, 8, 10 weeks to review it, and we'll introduce it the middle of October. And in fact, on some areas, I know they're talking about introduction after Christmas. So again, it's a question, no, it's not right 6 days before something happens, that their whole world's changed upside down. I agree with that. But I'm not convinced that it will happen 6 days later just because school term has started on that particular day.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of